With a busy day ahead at the barn, kicking off proceedings is Dominic Joyce from Cambridge.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? I've got some boots. Dean, do you want to join us?
Tackling this fix will be cobbler Dean Westmoreland.
Yeah, right.
Yes, thank you.
Now, these are yours, yeah?
These are mine. Yeah, they're a bit battered, so they're just really sentimental. Largely because of this photo. So, photograph of my dad.
Right.
And this is him holding the boots 19 years ago and saying to me that he can't believe that I've paid this much money for them, as dads do.
Right.
And he said, but take a photo of them with me holding them because they'll never, ever look like this ever again.
And what's your dad's name?
Martin.
Martin.
Yeah.
So how much were they?
They were £130.
£130?
£130, yeah. So I didn't have £130, but I bought them because I wanted to be David Beckham, I suppose. So that's why I bought them at the time. And I think that's why my dad made such a big meal of it at the time.
Yeah.
And Dad used to watch us play football with my mates every week.
So you really stood out then, yeah?
You like to think you were better in them because you had them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure anybody ever was. But, yeah, they were really comfortable to wear, really nice boots. I loved them.
Was your dad really supportive of your game and come to see you and stuff?
Yeah, he was always one of those dads that was at every game, you know, took us to everything we needed to go to, was, yeah, just always there.
What was the league you played in?
It was a league in Reading. It was more a social thing than anything, just, you know, being with your mates every weekend.
Yeah.
We had one game left of the season.
Yeah.
We were second in the league just before the final game of that season. My dad sadly passed away. He was 58. And the older I get, the closer I get to that age, I start to think, wow, it's a lot younger than you realise.
It's no age, is it?
Not at all. No. So really tough.
What did Dad pass from? What was it?
He had a really sudden heart attack, literally the week before that game. So I wasn't going to play at all, and then had a phone call from a friend that said, we should play for your dad, we should go and do this, you know. And as it turned out, we won our game, and we actually won the league that season. And I kind of think that Dad had something to do with that. After my dad passed away, we were looking for photos. So you start to look at the most recent photos that we've got. And I really quite quickly realised that this was the very last photo that I had of my dad. And therefore, everyone's got it at home, brother, sister, mum. So that's why it's become really significant to us as a family.
So the whole family knows about these boots?
The whole family knows about the boots, yes. I kind of really didn't play football a lot after that. I kind of just called it a day, won that, kept these, and now I'd love to restore them.
Wow. OK, so what's happened to them? Because I can see a tear at the side there.
Yeah, so we've got a tear at the side. It's the leather more than anything. I mean, the leather's rock hard now, and all the colour's gone. So it's the colour, I suppose, that I'd love to try and get back. I don't even know if that's possible.
Dean, football boots?
Yeah.
Do you play football?
Yeah, I used to have a pair of these.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
You had a pair?
The black ones, yeah.
See, he was clever. He bought a black one.
Exactly, yeah, I should have gone for black.
Am I right to have a look?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah, they bring back a lot of memories, these. So you only played one season in them, but it looks like you played 10.
Yeah, I'm a little bit ashamed to say that they did go through the washing machine once as
Really?
well.
Oh, is it?
Which is why I think the leather's in such a state.
Sacrilege, is that?
Yeah, so, yeah, if Dean can get them back looking amazing, I'd love to kind of display them somehow, because he said they'd never look like that again. I'm kind of hoping that with some magic, they maybe could look like that again.
Take a lot of magic. But yeah.
And I'd love to recreate that photo as well.
Let's
with
have a
me
look at that.
holding the boots.
And that's what you want them to look like?
Yeah, it's a big if. I know they need a lot of work. It's a big if.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you so much, both of you. It's been a pleasure to meet you too.
OK, I can't wait to see what you do with these, really.
Neither can I. Thanks for bringing them in.
No worries, thank you.
All right.
You take care now.
Take care, thank
Bye-bye.
you.
These are incredible boots, and back in the late 90s, if you had a pair of these, you were the bee's knees. So Dominic did say he'd put these in the washing machine, which, when I heard that, my heart sank. No footwear should go in the washing machine at all. Generally, the heat from the water will debond any glue that the shoe is constructed with. See, because they've gone in the washing machine, it has made that leather really hard and brittle. But hopefully, I can save them, and he'll never have to admit that to anybody. A lot of the colour's worn off on the leather. They're not as white as they previously were. These studs, hopefully I can give them a nice polish and they really sparkle at the end. I think my main area of concern is this little tear on the outside of the right boot. There isn't much material to kind of tuck it back under, so I'm just going to have to devise a way to glue that back and keep it secure. The photo of Dominic's dad Martin holding these boots is quite a bit of pressure now to kind of match that photo and do justice to Dominic's memory of his dad and his boots. I think the first thing for me to do is give this leather a good clean. So I'm just going to use some leather deglazer, and that will remove any muck, any oils, any old waxes, and just prepare the leather really nicely for moisturising and recolouring.
Next, hoping to give her treasured childhood possession a new lease of life, Anita Carr. She's pinning her hopes on the expertise of toy restorers Julie Tatchell and Amanda Middleditch.
Wow, look at you.
Hello.
It's lovely to meet you.
Thank you, and you.
What have you got for us?
So this is Jack, and he's a Jack in a box.
Look at him. He looks quite shy.
He's quite shy, yes.
So sweet.
He doesn't really work as well as he used to.
OK.
We think that Jack was made by my grandparents for my mum about 80 years ago.
Wow.
And we were allowed to play with it when we went down to visit them. And I had two brothers. My middle brother, John, was 3 years younger than me, and my little brother, David, was 6 years younger than me. So I was the oldest, so I was allowed to play with it first, and I was allowed to show them how it worked. And I remember it being really bright and fun, but obviously, as you can see, it's quite sad now.
Were you really close to grandparents?
Yes, really close. Unfortunately, my mum died when she was 38.
Oh, wow.
And my grandparents took quite a lot of interest in looking after us. My granny was really adventurous, and we'd do all sorts of special things. She used to take us to the beach and, you know, just really had a lovely time with her.
Yeah.
And it was us three playing together. That was what was so lovely.
Yeah.
We had such good times, family times at Granny's, always.
Why have you brought him to us now?
John died in 2020 and David died in 21.
Okay.
So for me, this is family. So I really would like something to be done with it so that I can remember those times.
So this really, really cements your family together. There's like little memories of everybody in this little guy.
Yes, in him, yeah.
That's really lovely.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
What would you like done to him?
I think he needs a new set of clothes.
OK.
He's got a spring that's sticking out of the back, and I remember him having a much bigger ruff. And one of the things that I've really noticed is his face is really dirty, and the box has definitely seen better days. It says beware on the outside, and on the inside it says you were warned. I think this was written by my grandpa, so
That's important.
So
Thank
I think
you.
that bit of it is quite important to keep.
Yes.
I just would like him to be happy again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to get the spring back in him.
He definitely needs that. Definitely.
Thank you so much for bringing Jack.
Thank you so much.
So
Take
you
care.
take
Bye-bye,
care.
Anita. Bye-bye. Isn't he adorable?
Love him. Look at that little face.
David!
Hello!
Look, are you ready? Look what we've got! Isn't he sweet?
Lovely. What would you like me to do with him?
Well, ideally, if you could take Jack out of his box
Yeah.
so that we can smarten him up a bit.
Yeah. What would you like done to the box?
The remit from Anita was she wants it to look bright again.
Yeah.
She wants the writing preserved
Yeah.
because she believes her grandfather wrote
Ah, yeah.
Beware.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But you
beware.
couldn't be scared of that little face.
Well,
could you?
no, he's just a jolly little chap, isn't he?
Yes. Look after him.
I will. I'll
Thanks,
get him back as soon
David.
as possible.
Thanks, David.
OK, no worries. come out. And there he is.
Julie, look who's just come back.
Oh, great, look at him.
Well, I think he looks really happy to be out of that box.
He is free. Look at him go.
Woohoo.
So, shall I start taking him apart?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So there's the rough. So now, we can have a look. Can you see here? Well, I never did.
Oh, it's all one spring.
Yeah. That's fascinating, isn't it?
So, plan of action.
Well, I'll take the green bits.
All right, so that leaves me with the face and the hair.
Yes.
I'm going to see if I can very carefully clean the fabric on his face.
From my point of view, I'm going to unpick all of this and wash it and see how much colour comes back with the wash.
OK, I'll make a start on his face.
OK.
Also cleaning up, Dean, who's on a roll with the champion football boots.
The initial clean-up is done. I'm happy with the condition of the leather at this stage. Now I'm going to move on to this quite drastic tear on the toe. It's going to be quite difficult, is this? I'm going to have to just feed some glue in and just try pin it there and leave it for a while to cure. This is my most commonly used glue. It's a neoprene rubber cement, and it sticks leather and rubber really, really well. And it's just a case of being very gentle and very patient and just trying to feed everything back under there. Very fiddly job, but I'm pretty happy with the bond. It should be pretty much seamless when I'm done. Well, that's the idea. I just took a sneaky peek inside and they are a size 10, which is my size, so it's really tempting to now put these on and try and go have a kick about, but I don't think I'll get away with it. The leather is still a little bit brittle. It's still a bit dry, so it needs some moisture in there to make it supple. So this is a very light moisturising cream. So I'm just applying the moisturiser with my fingers. The heat from your fingers will kind of thin it down and work it into the leather, and you can really feel it soaking in. So not only will this make it more supple, it will preserve that leather for many more years. It's already feeling slightly softer. While that's soaking in, I want to tackle the studs. Everything's taped up to how I want it to be. The reason I'm taping up is when you're polishing metal, a lot of the residue can be brushed onto the plastic part, and I really don't want to be staining any of it when I've just spent so long cleaning it. So I can get over to the polisher now and try and get these studs shining again. Let's get it on the brush and see what's occurring. So that is a fantastic shine. It's much better than I even thought it would be. I knew we'd get a lot of the muck off, but I didn't really think we'd get that mirror shine there, almost like a chrome effect. But that's beautiful.
The barn's next visitor is Owen Granfield from Bedworth, with a poignant keepsake of a bygone age. Charged with this mechanical repair, Steve Fletcher.
There he is. Hello.
Hello there.
How you doing? So what have we got in the bag?
This is my grandmother's
Oh, that's nice.
mining lamp. She was a colliery nurse.
She was a nurse?
She was a pit nurse.
A pit nurse?
Yes. In 1947, she was one of that generation going into the mine to look after the men when they were injured at work or had to be retrieved from underground. And this was her lamp, and those are her initials stamped on the front.
So, your grandmother's name, sorry?
Her name was Ruth Florence Smith.
So she wasn't down in the pits?
She was based on the surface.
Right.
And then when things happened, she would sometimes have to go underground using this to go and see people. People got burned, there were falls. So if they were alive,
yeah,
she would go and help recover them and take them to the hospital.
That's unbelievable. Wow. What was your relationship like with your grandmother?
Well, as a family, we lived in Port Talbot in South Wales. My grandmother would come and visit us occasionally. But then in 1963, my parents split up.
Okay.
And it was decided that my brother and myself would be split up. I would be sent to my grandmother in England, and it was just, family completely burst apart. But I was lucky to land with my grandmother. She was a loving grandmother. I was a little boy, broken up.
Yeah.
And she helped me get back together. When your parents split up and you're sent a long way away,
yeah,
it's not easy.
And she looked after you then, yeah?
Yeah.
How long was you with her?
4 or 5 years. From when I was 11, 12.
Right.
We don't have many possessions.
Okay.
And I've got this, I've got some photos, but not much more. And this is why it's so precious.
I've not seen a lamp like this before.
And what's actually wrong with it then?
Well, I don't know how to light it.
Okay.
I can't really fully disassemble it.
Okay.
And it wants a bit of love.
So have you ever seen this working?
No. But it's got such a connection with the family history.
Yeah. You can see that.
Yeah.
Well, now it's over to us then, isn't it?
We'll see what we can do.
You take care now.
Cheers.
Bye-bye now.
OK, bye-bye. Wow.
That's something else, isn't it?
That is unbelievable.
Yeah. I didn't even realise that women would go down into that environment.
You didn't know that, neither?
No. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I know from my time in the fire service that I used to be under so much pressure to save life, and to be a nurse going down into an environment like that with just a tiny little light like this, I'd take my hat off to her. What a hero. I think that this must have been placed on something before going down the mine, and the electric would have gone into it. There's a couple of terminals with a wire twisted from it, and I'm thinking that that wire must be the element that heats up and would light the wick. One thing I must work out is how the wick raises and lowers. So in order to work out how it works, I do need to strip it down.
On their bench, the handmade jack-in-a-box has also been stripped down and washed, ready for the Bear Lady's sensitive makeover.
I'm very happy with how his little face has brightened up after the clean, but I think the real difference is going to come when I repaint his eyes. And I'm just mixing up a little bit of acrylic paint here. I don't want to overpaint it. I want to keep a sense of age there. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking putting that first bit of paint on. I just need a little bit of black now because I'm going to take on the pupil. Got to the outlining now. I'm picking up just the tiniest little bit of paint each time. That way, I don't run the risk of it causing a horrible blob. I am very pleased with how that's come out. He has the most adorable little face.
I've actually put a paint restorer fluid on the Jack-in-the-Box lid. It's really brought back the colour of the original paint, and also it's actually helped to preserve Anita's granddad's writing. I'm going to leave that to dry now, and I'm going to have a look at the rest of the box. And I'm just going to paint in the brown stripe first. I'm using quite a long bristled brush. This is so that it gives me quite a lot of control on doing a straight line. That's the brown ring. What I've mixed up here is a nice deep green, so it will stand out quite well.
Even though this has come up really lovely, it's not as bright as I would like it to look. But I've come up with a cunning little plan. I am going to reverse it. Look at that. The other side of the fabric is much brighter. I just think it would be a travesty to get rid of it. I mean, this is part of the history of this lovely little Jack-in-the-Box. So this piece here is his little hat. And I need to start by just putting a little bit of lining. There's some weak areas here, and that was just caused by the spring that actually goes in his hat. I've got to think really, really carefully about where I put everything, because everything's back to front now. So let me just pop some pins in here. Like so. If I turn that over, I will do a few little tiny stitches in there, and then I'll be ready to start putting this hat back together.
Dean's almost at full time on his fix of the battered 90s football boots.
So I'm really happy with the studs. I've managed to get all that foul sort of discoloration off. So now it's a case of restoring that beautiful sort of cream white colour. And I kind of remember when these were released, and they had kind of a bit of a pearlescent sort of gold in there as well. So I've got a myriad of different colours here, all ranging creams and whites, and I've used some pearlescent in with the cream just to try and get a subtle kind of gold coming through. This is where we really see the change in the boot and getting them back to how Dominic would have remembered them. So I'm really excited about this. These are specific acrylic leather paints. They're very flexible and water resistant. So I think with a few coats on this and a finisher just to seal everything should make such a difference. As I'm doing this, the main image in my head is that lovely photo of Dominic's dad holding the boots when they were brand new. And I know that that's a strong memory for Dominic and his family. And it's really important that I try and replicate that and do justice to Dominic's memory of his dad and his boots. But I'm happy with it, and I hope Dominic is too.
These iconic boots helped a young footballer win the league back in 1994, but it was a bittersweet victory.
Are you ready, Dean?
I'm ready.
Oh, let's have a look.
Champion, them, aren't they?
They are champion.
Yeah.
For Dominic, the boots are a tangible link to the father that he lost, when he was 26 years old.
Here he is. How you doing?
Hiya. Yeah, good. You?
Very good.
Good.
How you been feeling?
I suddenly feel really nervous. I wasn't nervous at all. I think it's just made me think about my dad more than ever. My dad made a really big deal about the price, the colour of the boots, why I'd bought them, how they'd never look like that ever again.
Yeah.
And hopefully today we prove him wrong.
Fingers crossed.
I'm excited to see them.
Okay.
I really am.
You ready, Dominic?
I think so.
You know what you got to do.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's amazing. God, they really do look like exactly how I handed it to him. They are brilliant. It takes me back to that moment where he took them out the box. I literally held them up. When he said, take a picture now, they will never look like this again. And that's the last time he held the boots. It's the memory of it. That's what's really special. So, yeah, and you've brought that back, which is amazing. Thank you. They've come up really well, haven't they?
They have. So they're yours now, take home.
I'll display them with pride.
All right.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye. Good, man, come on.
The football boots look amazing. I didn't think they would look as good as they do, so I'm genuinely so chuffed. Lots of emotions just came flooding back. At the end of the day, it's just a pair of football boots, but they mean so much more to us as a family, and they mean so much more to me. And I just want them to go on meaning more to his grandchildren in the future as well.
As restored keepsakes head home, more broken treasures are being repaired. On his bench, Steve has had a light bulb moment with the old nurse's lamp.
Pretty sure I've sorted out how this is all supposed to work. And this thread here that's turned by this little button here raised and lowered a tube that went over the wick. The tube's missing. What would happen is when this button is turned one way or the other, the tube would go up and down, and the further up it would go, the more it would actually shorten the wick, and so you'd get a smaller flame. So what I need to do is to make a plate that holds a tube, and it has to have a hole in it with threads inside. So I'm just going to take a few dimensions now, using a drill of the inside diameter where the tube's got to come up and down. And draw a quick diagram of what I need to make. I've devised a unit that I think will work to adjust the wick and the flame. And basically I've got a piece of brass that fortunately fits inside that unit, but I do need to turn it into a tube, so I need to drill a big hole in there so that it will go over the inner tube. Good. I just need to cut it off to length, solder it together and see if it works. So that slides over there like that. So as I wind that little knob, you can see the brass coming up, which will shorten the wick and make the flame smaller. So that's working really well. Mark, can you give me a hand with this a minute?
Yeah, by all means. What have we got?
This is a miner's lamp. I think that stood on some unit.
Yeah.
And then the power got through to these two terminals here. And there's a wire going across. I haven't got the first clue what sort of voltage, or even if that element that goes from those two terminals is the correct element.
Right.
It needs to glow enough to light the wick.
Oh, OK. If I can take this away, I can confirm the voltage and the current necessary for the right type of battery. Then you can use it.
Perfect.
All right, leave it with me.
Thank you so much.
Right, so we're taking something from an industrial environment to a domestic, so we've got to find the best way to do that. Now, I'm proposing to remove the tungsten, a little heating element here, and we'll use a more modern equivalent of nichrome. It will basically heat up with less current flowing through it, so we can use a domestic-type battery, basically. So what I've got to do now is take this nickel chrome and get it to wrap round the head so I can ensure I've got a good physical connection. OK, the filament is now fitted, so we'll now do a domestic test with the little battery. That on there, that on there. And let's try, see what happens. Yep, that's glowed. That's perfect. Nothing better than a plan that works.
I'm going to make a docking station for Owen, and I found this old coffee tin that just so happens to be the right diameter, and I'm just going to cut it down to about 20 mil high so that Owen will just have to pop the lamp onto the top of that and it should light the lamp straight away. Just need to tidy that up now, and then I'll mark it out for the different slots and holes that I need to put into it.
The Jack-in-the-Box has almost got his bounce back. Julie and Amanda are on the final push.
Right, with Julie? Finished.
Oh, well done. Can you leave it inside out for me so I can
There you
stitch
go.
this spring in? Thank you.
While you're doing that, I'm going to get on and make his ruff.
OK.
This is always the exciting bit, isn't it, when it all comes together?
Yes. I'm done with the face and the hat.
Perfect. Look, I've done a little ruff.
Perfect too. Do you think you could pop his little dress on first?
OK. You can.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I just have to attach his head.
It's all these springs.
I know, it's quite technical, this bit, isn't it? Well, for us.
He looks really sweet. I'm really looking forward to seeing Anita's reaction to this little guy.
A lifetime of entertaining had brought this Jack-in-the-Box to his knees. Today, Anita's returned to rekindle memories of time spent with her much-missed younger brothers.
Go on. There we go.
Hello, Anita.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
How have you been?
Yes, really well, thank you. I've thought about him a lot and about my brothers.
Yeah.
So I think it's just made me think a lot about family. And I guess that's why it means so much.
Well, we kind of fell in love with him, didn't we?
Did you?
Yeah, he's very sweet. So are you ready to see him?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
OK.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Shall I?
Oh, yes, so please.
Oh my gosh. Oh, look at his face. Bless his heart. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Oh my gosh. Oh, look. Oh, you've done it. Oh, wow. You've just done the most perfect mending.
We discovered that his dress and his hat
Yeah.
wasn't faded inside.
Oh.
So we've reversed it.
So it's exactly the same.
Exactly the same. It's all original.
He just looks like he did.
We were so pleased that David was able to preserve the writing.
It was so important
Yeah.
to have beware on the outside, and you were warned when you opened it up.
Yeah.
It just made it more hilarious.
Where does that take you back to?
Granny's garden, and the boys sitting there, and
Yeah.
yeah, that is absolutely brilliant. And my granny
Yeah.
and my mum would just be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'll treasure it forever. Thank you so much. That's fantastic.
So welcome.
So nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you
you.
for bringing him to us.
Okay.
You take care. Safe journey.
I'm feeling so amazed by what's happened with Jack. For him to jump out like he did, so like it was when I was young, it felt like I'd gone back in time, and that's what I wanted back. I'm going to be flicking that catch as often as I can.
There's also a buzz inside the barn, as Steve's fix of the nurse's mining lamp is almost complete.
This is all getting very exciting now, because I'm filling up the base with fuel. I need to now just put a piece of wick in. I'm really, really hoping this is going to work well. Right, cut it off there. Oh, that's all looking really smart. Good. I'm really very, very happy with this. I've just got to make a few tweaks and then it'll be ready for Owen.
Lighting the way for a brave young pit nurse, this lamp endured 20 years' service at the coalface. Having never seen it alight, Owen has returned to be reunited with his grandmother's historic heirloom.
Hello.
Hello again.
It's nice to see you.
And you?
How have you been?
I've been good.
Have you been thinking about your grandmother Ruth since you dropped this off?
Yes, almost every day she's with me. And they were good memories. She was a good person. She did a bit. And this lamp personifies that.
Yeah. What do you want to see it looking like?
Cleaned up.
Right.
And hopefully working.
OK. I think he's ready to see it.
OK.
Oh, look at that. Wow. Magnificent. Thank you so much. Wow.
It looks good now, doesn't it?
I've never seen it in this condition. It's just fantastic. And my grandmother would be proud of this, as am I. And I'm just deeply grateful.
So now the big test is to see it working, because you've never seen it work.
I have never seen it working.
Steve?
So I've made this little docking station.
Lovely.
Which contains a battery.
Yep.
And that battery heats up the element.
Yep.
And lights the wick.
Yes.
And I was helped by Mark to work out what sort of element and battery was needed.
Let's go.
Come on, show him. Go on.
OK.
I'll turn the lights off, yeah?
That's
OK.
fine. Here we go. Come on. Go. Voila.
There we go.
Look at that. Just look at that.
I've made a new adjuster on it.
OK.
Because there wasn't an adjustment on there.
Wow. Fantastic.
Look at that.
And then that would have been carried like that.
How's that feel seeing it work now for the first time?
It's just lovely. Bless her heart. There we are. The memories come tumbling back.
That's good.
And I'm looking forward to sitting there with my grandchildren and just taking them through what it means and its significance.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're more than welcome. It's been a real honour.
It's great.
Thank you for bringing it in.
Thank you so much.
All right.
More than welcome. Bye-bye now.
Take care now. Oh. Well done, you two. Hey?
Cheers.
He's happy.
I'm feeling warm and happy that my grandmother's memory has been refreshed. The lamp represents a professional woman in a tough industry, helping people, which was her driving motivation. And it's all of those things, and I'm very, very proud of it.